I was living in a squat, or when I first got there, it was pretty dirty. It's pretty much when you're really, really down in the dumps. I didn't really have a choice if I wanted to go home or not. I didn't really have one. So, yeah, it's just cold, wet, lonely.
I didn't have a future picture. I was just saying I had to live day by day because I had nothing else to do. I wanted to go get a house and I wanted to get a job, but I just didn't see a way of getting there. I didn't see any way of how I would get there.
Moving from place to place, probably moved in the space of about 5 years, probably moved about 10 to 15 times.
We move from squat to squat pretty regularly because of having a lot of people there. It does seem to attract attention. We get move-on notices and have to find a different place.
And no matter where you turned, it was just, you couldn't do anything about anything. Like to eat and stuff, like you have your street, like your vans and like Salvation Army and everything. But like if you miss that, you can't eat until the next day or the next morning. So you're pretty much starving all night. And that's where people go out like and steal food.
Oh, I have been through depression and stuff like this, you know, like just didn't know where to go in life.
Living on the streets, we couldn't really buy train tickets. And train tickets were $50 fine if like you got caught without one. And I accumulated so many of them that I couldn't really pay them off. And I couldn't pay them off unless I had a job. And I couldn't have a job unless I had a car. I couldn't get any of them unless I paid my fines off. I couldn't really go to work and do anything with the state that I looked in. Like, I couldn't really shower every day.
So what we're finding is that there are a lot of young people still out there on the street that have very little support in the community. And so we're trying to address that through providing them access to a lot of different services out there, a lot of different support mechanisms. So people come in to passages and we try and provide them with education, with training, with basic life skills, just so that they can, you know, ultimately take more control of their own life and get back on, you know, the normal path that so many of us follow.
For some reason they've fallen out of mainstream, I guess, and they need someone to talk to, and a lot of that they build up trust with our social workers that are there, and eventually their self-esteem is improved, and they talk to us about their problems, and we refer them to help. So we're non-intrusive, non-religious. It's just offering an ear to people that perhaps nobody else is listening to.
Having actually somewhere to go to was, I guess, overwhelming. Feeling like, okay, there is actually hope out there for me.
One of my mates took me in and I looked around and got to know a few people, listened to the radio at the back and had a really hot shower and washed my clothes. It was just, yeah, awesome. I never felt so clean. It was like the best clean feeling.
When you leave here, you feel like a normal person. You're like, yeah, I can go and I can go to a job interview now.
If it's the fact they can't get money and it's Centrelink, then we have Centrelink come in. If it's some problem, health problem, we can talk to them and the street doctor comes over. You know, if they need clothes because they're in a bit of a shambly way, we can get them clothes, they have a shower, and it helps their self-esteem, you know, and in a few days, quite often, their outlook improves.
Gives you the biggest boost of confidence. Like, I've never thought it would, but it really does.
When I walked into Passages for the first time, I met someone who started to talk about me, how I was feeling, how things were, and she said to me, I'm going to give you an application for a housing unit, and that was it. That was pretty much the day my life turned around.
For all the people that support Passages, and from all the people that use Passages, thank you.
Somewhere where you can feel safe.
Life-changing, definitely life-changing.
There are over 4,500 kids sleeping rough across Western Australia. That's unacceptable and we need to do something about it. Passages and your support are critical in addressing that issue.